How are you guys playing?
Hey, what's up, Karen?
How are you playing? I mean, do you feel like you guys are moving upwards?
Well, you know, we played one good game last week and won 4 games. So, you know, our last game was better. You know, we missed a lot of shots, but it was better. And we practiced fairly well this week. So I think we're playing. I think we're playing fine. I'm not going to say that I believe yet that we're hitting our peak form right now, although that's what every coach hopes their team does, but that remains to be seen. I think we are. We're playing pretty well.
What's at stake for you guys here? You talk about like winning it and what that can do for you guys as a seed. I mean, generally when you've come to this, you've kind of been solidified the last few years.
Last 12 years, or whatever, 14 years. We knew going in that this is the worst we can be. And I think in the past several years, we've lost in the first round and been a 1 seed. We won the tournament, been 1 seed. I think so much of it is it was already determined by our body of work. So we were playing maybe for 1 seed line, max. And now, in some years, not even playing for a seed line. It was already done. But now I feel like that we're playing for at least 2 and maybe 3 seed lines. You know, what potentially could be good and what potentially could be poor. So there's a lot to play for, obviously.
What would you like to see different from your team from the other matchups in Texas that you played?
Well, you know, the first time we played them, we actually played pretty well. Fergus got hot late, and well, he really played well against both games. But I actually thought we played pretty well the first game, and we had control over it, even though it ended up being a 2-point game. We could find a way to make anything interesting. And down there, we played awful, and they controlled us defensively. So, yeah, we got to do a lot. But we were also a team that was in disarray at that particular moment. We had some things going on that probably didn't allow us to be our best from a distraction standpoint. So I don't think we have those right now.
You had Travis come over here, do well in KC. Now you got Ochai playing the first time over here. Does that matter? Can that mean anything? Have you seen any extra in him this week?
I actually talked to Travis today and actually brought that up. And he said he loved playing in the building. But I haven't brought that up with Oach, you know, as far as in details, and I don't think I need to, but you would think it would mean more to him to be playing at home. But you know, it's a little bit different with us. You know, Lawrence is basically in town already, so I don't think that it would be like it's a one-time-a-year deal where you actually get travel to come back home. I feel like that, you know, he probably thinks playing in Allen is also home for him.
Will that work coming back here? Will they treat this like a home game? There's been such a dichotomy between home and road this year. Do you think they'll come out like they're playing it?
We're actually an undefeated neutral site team.
3-0.
3-0, and we're an undefeated home team. So yes, this is definitely a home neutral type of deal. It's going to be much more home than it is away, but it'll still be neutral. But in the first game, you would think that you know, we have an opportunity to have the majority of the building without question, because Iowa State and K-State are on the other side. So yeah, I don't think we'll treat it as a road game at all. Closer to a home game.
Was this the first time you practiced here before a tournament in a long time?
I thought we did last year.
Did you last year?
Yeah, I think so. So I couldn't remember either though. But no, we came over and practiced here last year.
David said the other day he feels like things maybe he's being a little bit more patient. How do you see
offensively?
Yeah,
I think he is. I think he's catching, gathering, and not as quite as sped up than what he has been maybe early on. But a lot of that's just natural development, just based on opportunities. So, and he's gotten so many opportunities here in the last 8 games or so, which has certainly added to his development. He's done remarkably well considering where he was a month ago.
What's it like preparing your team this time when you're not playing for a 1 next week?
I think I don't think there's any difference. This tournament has always meant something to us, but it's always just been a validation of the regular season. It hasn't been, when we tied with a couple of teams, it was always, okay, let's go figure out who the best team is, one of those deals. And that's what Texas Tech and K-State should be saying to each other. It's because the winner of this tournament, if it's one of them, they can actually say they're the best team in the league. The other one can't. So with us, we can't make that claim. we can certainly make sure that they can stay quite as strong.
Are your guys in for a different kind of pressure this week and obviously next week too? And if so, how do you think they'll handle it?
Yeah, I don't know about different. What's the pressure?
Just postseason. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, I think that is different because we only got 2 guys that actually experienced it.
Right.
You know, Diedrich and KJ and Charlie never experienced it either. So we've only got 2 guys that have actually been in an NCAA tournament. So I think it's a different type of pressure for them. We talked about that this morning a little bit, but I don't think it's a bad pressure. I think it's a good pressure. But I think all young kids have to go through it, and it's best if you have some experienced guys to help them go through it. But it's a little bit different this year because I don't think the target will be on our back quite like it has been in the past.
Does that make it more difficult to gauge what you're going to get out of your guys just because, you know, Mitch and Marcus, the only ones who've been through it before?
And they didn't have prominent roles yet. Yeah, maybe. I would say yes. You know, I thought we were as prepared as we ever could be when Mario and those guys were freshmen, and we win the Big 12 tournament, beat Lamarcus and those dudes, and then we go to the NCAA tournament. I promise you, we looked good in practice, and everything was great. And that first game went overtime, and you could just see the body language and everything is changing in the locker room. Like you could see that you could almost cut it with a knife because they got tight, waiting, and so you know, who knows if that'll happen again. I certainly hope not, but I do think when you've never been through it, there's a lot of first, and certainly, you know, getting through a first game I think is important, whether it be this week or next week, to allow you to have a good tournament.
So what's it going to take for you guys to get on a hot streak and win this?
Well, I think the same thing it takes for anybody. You know, for us to win it, you know, we first of all, we need to play one game at a time, because obviously of the 3 teams that we could play to win it, they've all beaten us, and we've beaten all of them. At least, you know, I guess there's a couple of teams you can match up with that necessarily wasn't the case, but you know, Texas has beaten us. Well, we split with Tech, and you know, we split with whoever Tech would play, OU or West Virginia, and then we split with K-State, we split with Iowa State, and so we know that we have good enough players to have success, but we also know anybody can have us too. So it'll be exciting and fun, but we probably need to, you know, grow up a little bit, play beyond our years, and we certainly need to make some shots. You know, last year we won the tournament. Last year we had 2 guys come out of nowhere, Silvio and you know, Doak didn't play in the tournament last year we won it, and Silvio and Malik. And certainly, you know, I'm not saying we need to have a Malik type performance or anything like that, but collectively we've got to have some guys step up and make some plays.